give a shout out this morning to Optical Expressions, who have helped me out so much with my glasses. Open 24/7 at oeberlin.com and on the fourth floor of the Blanchard Block. One of our presenting sponsors, longtime presenting sponsors. When was the last time you scheduled an eye appointment? Really? 223-2090 is the phone number to call. Just had mine not too long ago. All things are generally pretty good. BCK Real Estate. There's a bipartisan push in Congress right now to expand access to homeownership in rural areas. Places very much like Vermont. 1 week from today, John Biondolillo is going to chat with me, and we're going to have a pretty straightforward conversation about this. Home ownership, housing, all here in Vermont. Hey, thanks for sharing your morning with me. Thanks for tuning in from Fly on the Wall Productions here on North Main Street in Barrie. You've got the Aired Out podcast live on Facebook, live on YouTube. We're 6 days away from our taxes being due. 6 days. Happy birthday today, Everett Fay, Mitch Felderhoff, Norma Wark, Amanda LaFontaine, Ray Bisson, Ben Snelling, Regina Newell, and Cammie Brunel Gaudet. We're at 38 degrees here on North Main Street in the Granite City of Barrie, Vermont. We're looking at sunshine today, afternoon clouds around 60 for a high. Tonight, partly cloudy, around 40. Tomorrow, 65 and rain. Cloudy on Saturday, 46, and 55 on Sunday with partly cloudy skies. Very important message from our chief, our fire chief right here in the Granite City, Chief Cushman. Yesterday, as you may be aware, there was another brush fire, this time in Northfield, and the concern is great right now. Chief, good morning.
Hey, good morning, JD. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for hopping on with us this morning, some public safety information. I know that I'm just as guilty as everyone else this time of year. I'm anxious to have a little brush fire, in the yard, maybe a little bonfire, maybe something out on the patio, raking up leaves and sticks and doing spring cleanup. And it's tempting, man. It's really tempting. But another brush fire yesterday in Northfield. What say you about this time of year?
You bring up a great point. Where the weather's finally with us and the sun's shining, and this weekend, folks are going to want to be out cleaning up the yards. And the $1 million question is, what do you do with all that stuff, right? And people have a tendency to want to burn that debris in their backyards, and we have a process to follow in the city, and it's to keep everybody safe and keep friends with our neighbors. So we have a permit process in the city. It's really relatively painless. And right now is a good time because there's still some moisture in the ground.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty big misconception is we think that the moisture in the ground, we're still, we're into stick season, this is mud season, that we're going to be okay. But not necessarily the case, man. And I learned that the hard way a couple of years ago myself. But things are so dry. It's all pretty much tinder right now.
Yeah, the dead litter, the taller grasses, those certainly are more of a problem than just the shortcut lawns that are dead from over the winter. Regardless of now or in the middle of the summer when it's green, a lot of caution needs to be had when having open fires.
What's a permit cost, Chief, here in the city?
We have two options. One is a 3-day, and that's a concurrent 3-day. That's $10, and then the most common one is a seasonal permit, which is for the calendar year ending December 31st. That's $20. A couple of different ways that folks can get those doesn't matter what the payment method is, you still have to come to the firehouse and pick up your paper copy. But payment methods are, you can go to the clerk's office and pay with cash or check, and I believe they take a credit card there. They give you a receipt that you bring to the firehouse, and that indicates to us that it's been paid for. You can pay online through the city's portal, in the same location that you pay for your water bill, as an example. There's a section for the burn permit. That'll email you a receipt. We just ask that you bring a copy or a digital copy of that receipt to the firehouse, or you can come to the firehouse and pay with a check or money order. We don't take cash here. And we ask that you stop by normal business hours, Monday through 7 days a week, just normal business hours, and plan ahead. If you wanted to burn this afternoon, and we're busy on calls, unfortunately, we may not be able to issue that. So plan ahead before stopping down, and before you plan on burning, just to ensure that we can get that permit lined up for you.
What if somebody's thinking, well, I got a little tiny little fire pit, safe one, metal, it's on the patio. I don't, do I need a fire permit for something, a burn permit for something like that?
Yeah, any open burning in the city. And one of the things that you said that's this scary for me to hear is, I've got it on my patio. Well, if it's a rock patio, that's fine, but if it's wooden patio, that's really frightening, from a fire safety standpoint. There are the stainless steel rings that have come a long ways with the way that they burn. They burn really clean, and they're cool to the touch. They're kind of pricey, but you can get those at the local hardware stores, and I think they're well worth the investment for the safety aspect.
Chief, thank you so much for coming on with us this morning. Important stuff to know.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, have a safe rest of your day and your weekend. And it seems like more cost effective to just get the permit and not the fine. Distracted Driving Awareness Month, Autism Awareness Month, and also Child Abuse Awareness Month. My guest in the studio this morning, who's right next to me, is Rebecca Duranleau, the executive director of Our House of Central Vermont. Welcome back to the microphones here at Aired Out.
Thanks for having me, JD.
Glad to have you here. Tell me what's happening. Y'all are doing some. First of all, kudos before I even begin to you and your entire staff at Our House. What you guys do is amazing. We're going to talk about some fundraising. We're going to talk about something really cool that you have going on this month. But first, what exactly is Our House, and what do you do? You're like a stone's throw away from the studio here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Our House is a nonprofit children's advocacy center and special investigations unit. We serve families and children who have experienced sexual violence within Washington County. So all of Washington County comes to our door, essentially. We are built into legislature, but we are a private entity and a nonprofit, which is why we do a lot of fundraising. We are not state funded. We do work through a state grant, but that does not fully fulfill our needs. So we have lots of other funding streams that we need that keep us up and running. We work with the Department for Children and Families. We work with local law enforcement. We work with the state's attorney's office. We have a therapist in our office now who stays very, very busy. So essentially, if your child discloses some sort of sexual violence and a report is made to DCF and law enforcement, that report comes to us. And through that, we filter down through a team. So there's a team response immediately. So DCF will reach out to the family. They'll schedule a time. And then DCF and law enforcement are going to come to our house, and our advocate is already at our house, and then the family is going to come to our house, and they're going to receive their services. They're going to receive their trauma-informed interview. They're going to receive their advocacy, their follow-up, everything at our house. So these families are not going to DCF to say XYZ happened. They're not going to law enforcement to say XYZ happened. Everything is happening at our house. That interview is recorded audio and visually so that when the case is sent for prosecution, the state's attorney has access to that video. They're watching it. So these children are not having to be re-interviewed. They're not having to go through all of that all over again. Everything is incredibly trauma informed. Everybody has received very, very formal and up-to-date training, rigorous training consistently and constantly on what it is like for these children and families to go through not only the trauma that they've experienced, but then the trauma of the ongoing court proceedings. And then we have a therapist on site there, as I mentioned. Just last year alone, she saw 400, had 400 individual visits at the house. So very, very busy. And Jess, our caseworker, an advocate, she's there for the families through the whole process. So, after they have a question, they call. They're stressed out about something, they call. So we're there kind of from beginning to end. And quite frankly, if something happened 20 years ago, you call us and we'll figure out, what we can do to help.
Since this is amazing to hear this. And since I had you in here last, you're saying several hundred cases?
Well, that was from our fiscal year of 2025. So in 2025, we're just wrapping up. We run on a different fiscal year. So in 2025, and those therapy visits are not necessarily clients who have received services at our house. It's just an additional service that we offer there.
Okay.
In 2025, we had 83 cases that were pursued for sexual child abuse.
How many?
83.
Whew. How long has we have a question here in the comments, has the video portion of the investigation been incorporated into all this?
Quite a while. I would say probably at least 20 years.
Okay. How young are we talking about here?
Young. I mean, we see kids. We have a formal interviewing process for interviewing kids who are under 5.
Wow. Your staff has to be cut from a certain cloth.
Yes.
They really have to be.
Yeah, I would say anybody who works in this field, and not just at our house, the team that we work with at DCF and law enforcement, those detectives are specially trained. Those DCF staff members are specially trained. And it's definitely, challenging. Most of us have families, and it's hard to not see yourself and your family in these experiences.
Yeah. And this is not a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, punch in, punch out.
No, certainly not. I mean, these intakes come in all the time. People have questions all the time. The facility is a 24-hour facility, so there are key codes, and people could, utilize the services after hours if they needed to. We don't have a lot of that because a lot of times children are not reporting actively when it's happening. A lot of these reports are historical reports, as we say, historical when the abuse is no longer occurring, because a lot of times they feel safe to make those reports, whether that, is a few weeks or even years later. So a lot of times these reports are not emergencies in terms of they don't come in at midnight or whatever. But certainly the load that the staff and everybody experiences is constant. You get a hard case, you interview a child, you get a really, tough disclosure at 4:30. You're not just like, oh, have a good day, everybody, and you go home. I mean, that's
weekends here.
Yep.
Wow. Vermont's first children's advocacy center since 1989.
Yep. Definitely one of the first. Been around for a very long time.
Wow. What was happening before that?
Everybody was going all their different ways. So basically, if you had a child, they disclosed abuse, they would be interviewed at a DCF office, and then they would later, the police might catch wind of it. There was no team, so there was no immediate communication. Mm-hmm. So then if the police caught wind of it, the police would interview, somebody else might interview, the doctor might do an interview. There'd be multiple interviews any single time because nobody worked together. Mm-hmm. In these fields, and in a lot of fields, people are, I'm my specialized person. I don't need to work with you. That's just very common. It's very difficult to merge a lot of separate entities together.
Yeah. How many staff members do you have?
1.5. I'm full time, and my case manager is part time over there at our house.
That's pretty remarkable.
I mean, without our team, we wouldn't be able to do it for sure. You know, I mean, Jess, our case manager, she works primarily with the families, keeping in touch with them, you know, before, after, during, through the whole process. And then it's my job to kind of manage the grants, manage the team, fundraise, keep the building going, keep the policies and procedures. We manage several certifications that we have to have on file. So just kind of running the building.
I know there's some businesses here in Central Vermont that love you guys.
Yeah.
And really understand firsthand the importance of having you in our community, operating in our community, and donate to you graciously on their own.
Yes.
But as a nonprofit, you guys need to kind of carry your own weight and have your own fundraising efforts, which I can only imagine has got to be. It's not the most exciting topic in the world.
It's a very challenging topic. It's a challenging topic for people to hear about, which I totally understand. But yeah, fundraising is a huge issue for us because we need it, and it's difficult to do. It's not a fun topic. It's not, and we're not raising for something fun. You know, we're not.
Right.
You know, we're not raising to give kids a great birthday or great Christmas, which is a lovely cause, and I love all of that. But there's nothing shiny about the money that we need to raise, because the money that we need to raise is to send somebody to training to learn how to talk to your child if they disclose abuse.
Yeah.
Or it's to make sure that when a family comes, they have coffee and that the kids have Pop-Tarts and coloring books. You know, we get very minimal state and federal grants, which are shrinking by the day. We've been level funded for quite a while. And which means I'm personally level funded. And also that means that we don't have those things for the families. So, you know, I'm literally out here fundraising for toilet paper and Pop-Tarts half the time, which is not exciting for anybody to pay for. But it's stuff that we need. And then, you know, for Prevent Child Abuse Month or Child Abuse Awareness Month, we're trying to raise prevention and make kits for kids to be able to take home. I sent out an email, and this month I'm bringing some kits to a bunch of daycare providers so that those children will have that prevention education. And that's just money that we have to, you know, fundraise for consistently.
Whose idea? Who's the brainchild behind this fundraising effort for April, Child Abuse Awareness Month?
Well, I guess if there was a brainchild, it would be me. Any harebrained ideas that come out of our house are on my shoulders, yay or nay.
Yeah, I'm going to show this on camera right now, and I've actually got it up here right now. So what is this? I see the whole calendar of April here.
Yeah, so for the whole calendar of April, we have several businesses that are helping us out. So in the blue are the businesses that are helping us out financially. And in the orange are links to trainings. So for example, on Thursday, there's a link to a training on consent and healthy boundaries. And that is a great training for parents to be able to take in order to make sure that they can teach their children properly about consent and healthy boundaries.
That's today.
That's today.
Okay.
So, and that's an ongoing training. That's just a live link that parents can click on at any time and follow. Last week, we had a dine-in to donate event at Applebee's. So anybody who brought our flyer to Applebee's, we received a proceeds from that. And then tomorrow at Julio's is doing something amazing. They're donating 10% of their gross proceeds from the day to us. So I ask everybody to please go to Julio's. tomorrow. The sun's going to be out. Get a taco.
Come on, it's
Get
Friday.
a to-go. I believe they still do to-go margaritas.
Yes.
From the COVID era, which are delicious and amazing.
Yes, they are.
They have a blue one. If you have never gotten the blue one, you need to.
I've had the blue one.
The blue one is so good.
The blue one. That's fantastic.
I'll be getting that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we have the Roots, which is a market, which is an amazing market in Middlesex. They have a couple of jars on the counters for us. And by the jars, they have pens, pins, bookmarks for kids called Rock the Talk, which just has information on talking about healthy boundaries, consent, privacy, that sort of stuff. Washington Store, I've tagged them here on Monday. They do an amazing lunch. So go there. They've got a jar there.
That's this coming
That's this
Monday,
coming
the 13th.
Monday.
Okay.
Yep. The Summer Street Tavern on the 16th. They're going to be supporting us. There's a typo that I see because, once again, I'm a one-man band.
Yeah. That's all right.
So sorry about that. But they're going to be donating a portion of their proceeds to us as well, same as Julio's. So next Thursday on the 16th, go there.
And the pub is doing meat bingo.
The pub's got meat bingo. The pub is a huge supporter of us. They do our pull tickets there.
Yeah.
So always, if you've got some time, go to the pub.
Lindsay's incredible.
Grab a pull ticket. If you pull ticket at the pub, you are directly supporting us.
Yeah.
All the pull ticket funds go directly to us, and that has been a lifeline for us.
Wow.
To be able to do. And their burger night, their $7 burger night, any burger.
I know. Believe me,
Yeah,
I've had every single one of them.
Yeah, toppings, everything.
Have you had the double?
I have not had the double. I don't know if I can stomach the double, quite honestly. But I do like the mushroom and Swiss burger.
Yes, I do too.
But maybe if somebody split the double with me.
Wow.
So yeah, everything on here. These are all live links. So we've got child abuse statistics on here. If you've ever wondered what it was to be a mandated reporter, the mandated reporting training is on here. The safe sleepover checklist is on here. Some of these trainings are free. Some of them have like an $8 cost. If that is a limit to you, send me a message. I'll pay your $8. Like, if you want this training, I want you to have this training. Really, prevention is the key to keeping our kids safe. Teaching them the normal body parts, teaching them the right language, teaching them consent, teaching them how to say no and stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
The awareness and the education is not really in the schools like it should be. It's a hard topic. And parents are usually the driver for that education not being in the schools because they don't want their kids to learn something that they don't want to teach them. But at the same time, we're not that great about teaching our kids as early as we should be. Because we don't want to, we think they're too young.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're young is the time, because then our kids aren't embarrassed. They're asking questions. It's just they don't have any preconceived notions about it,
right?
Like we do, because we're adults, so we've experienced it, right? Like the age to start this is 8.
Yeah.
And so that they can ask questions and be informed and not be embarrassed because they're not already weirded out about it.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of our disclosures happen when somebody at school finally, a health class finally touches the topic and somebody is like, oh, and then they're disclosing because if they've been having this behavior happen to them since they've been 5, they don't know. It's normal to them.
It's too late.
Yeah. It's normal to them. They don't think anything is wrong. That's part of their household.
Yeah. We have a question here. What objects are the kits are in the kits?
I do something different every year on the kits, and I'm really excited about the kits. Shout out to Granite City Graphics and Allison on that. She really she took it and ran with it with me this year. And this year the kits have some great books from the Mama Bear Effect. That's MAMABEAR, and anybody can go there and purchase stuff individually. But we purchased some bulk books.
It's a website?
It's a website.
Tell me it again.
MAMABEAR Effect, Mama Bear.
Okay.
And she has amazing posters. She's got a great book. There's so many body safety books out there, but a lot of them are a little bit wonky. So that's one that I really like. So the kids will be getting a body safety book, They'll be getting a coloring tote. So I got a tote that the kids can color on because they really like that.
Yeah.
And it has a it has a safety circle work project on the top of it. So basically, it's going to lead the kids through who are their safety people, and who can they go to talk to
Right.
trust. Because sometimes a child might think, oh, this is like a person, but that might not be a
Yeah.
person. That
Right.
might not be somebody. And then also learning, if I go to this person and I don't get what I need from them, who's my next
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
Like, these are my 5 people.
Definitely.
So,
Wow.
depending on the situation, they feel like they can go somewhere else.
We have a question here.
Sure.
Can people make up and drop off kits?
If somebody has an idea, I'd love for them to reach out to me directly. We love to have the more people who can be involved in this, the better. And I would love if somebody would reach out to me. They can reach out to me on our Facebook, and feel free to drop my email in there, JD.
Yeah, I'm gonna put.
And
I'm
on
gonna
the
put that in there.
calendar, the number listed there is my cell phone, so people can call and text that anytime if they have questions. Because I want to get as many kits out. We did the Williamstown Festival this fall with Lindsay again.
Oh yeah.
And we handed out probably like 400
Really?
items to people, just with some awareness and some tools.
Crystal's asking. So can we go to this website and buy products for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
would absolutely.
All right.
And we've already bought a ton of products this year, so if people wanted to make a nominal donation towards that, I'd also be happy to tell them what we've purchased.
Okay.
Because I just bought, I think, like 200 of the books. I bought a lot of the stuff in bulk, because it makes more sense.
Yeah.
But we're doing 8 daycares this month, so I think we'll get 50 bags out to those families, which is going to be great. Trying to step into the daycares a little bit more, because they're younger, and then they're going to bring that stuff home to their families.
Sure.
Versus at school, where it's a little bit distracting, and I'm kind of like imposing that on the teachers and the staff.
Yeah. I've got the link for the Mama Bear Effect right in the comments.
Awesome.
Right here.
That's a great website.
But this calendar that you have, let's hit a few others here. You've got several things actually happening over at the pub in Williamstown.
Yes.
$2 off a pizza at the pub on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one of several half-price wings. The Roots is doing the buttermilk biscuit and donut day.
Yes,
Oh,
fresh
God.
and delicious. They're amazing.
Oh, is there any carbs in that?
Probably not.
Okay,
Not
good.
on this day,
Okay,
JD.
good.
Not on the 28th.
Thank you.
Yeah, and they've got some great seeds and soil there for Earth Day. They're doing Earth Day there on the 22nd. And they have some great seeds there that you don't see at the regular store. So
Yeah.
if you're a gardener, that's definitely a cool place to check out.
We as so many parents, and I've been guilty of it. Pretty naive with a lot of things. Let our guard down so easily, and slowly but surely, I'm learning to not be so trusting of everything that I see, that I hear in this world, and we try to instill that in our kids, to not live always with a barrier up and live fearfully,
Yeah.
but just to be smart,
Yep.
just to have real awareness, and recognize what's good, what's maybe questionable. And and one of the things that you and I have chatted about in the past is the world online, and how unbelievably dark it is, and how that can come right into what we're talking about here today.
Yeah.
I hear stories. There's stories that make the headlines, big stories that make the headlines, of kids changing passwords to be able to have their privacy to communicate with someone that they feel that they know and trust who is a stranger, and the next thing you know, they're meeting up with them. And I mean, just the headlines alone that we hear on this stuff, not to mention all the stories that are happening around our nation, in the world, frankly, with trafficking and things that are happening that we don't read about or see or hear in the headlines. This is crazy, crazy stuff.
It is crazy, and it definitely is happening, and it's happening here. I mean, we have trafficking cases that happen all through Vermont, and we have, plenty of sexting cases with, young kids, 10, 11, 12, and we don't, it's hard to have those conversations with our kids. We don't want to think like, oh, is my 12-year-old in their bedroom taking photos of their body parts? They could be.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's not really a matter of, teaching abstinence never did anything to anybody. So I think it's really, we need to have the conversations of, this is what happens when you do it. Like, you might make the choice to do this. And if you're going to give your child a phone when they're 10, you should know that you're giving them the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you don't want me to say that, but that is 100%. The case.
And the consequences are permanent.
Yes.
They're forever.
Yep.
And you as a parent, no matter how much you love your kid, you cannot take those consequences away.
No, they're going to be up there. And, some kids are then, really harming themselves and having some really awful repercussions because of these things. So really,
Which can lead to suicide easily. At the very least, mental health problems that are long-standing.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of the conversations now have turned to, like, don't do it, to, okay, you did it. Now what are we going to do? Like, what is going to happen? Like, you need to, no longer just say don't do it, because saying that doesn't work. Like, if you take this photo of yourself and you send it to XYZ people, here is the long game plan of all these things that could happen.
Yeah, there's a digital footprint.
Yep.
Forever.
Yep, absolutely.
Can't erase it.
No. And once it gets out, I mean, it just takes one screenshot.
Yeah, I know.
Of it.
Amazing.
And a lot of times they are sending it either to their friends, or their friends in the moment, and it is so hard to explain to somebody, like, this is your best friend now.
Yeah.
This is probably not going to be your best friend in 4 years or 4 months. I mean, now as adults, like, we have loved and lost, and we know that that's a thing. But until you have experienced that over and over again, you just don't know, and you think that the people who are telling you are just completely have lost their minds.
I feel like I'm so glad that I grew up as a kid when I grew up.
Yeah, no phone. I got a phone in college, and it was like the Nokia rubber thing with the little antenna.
I remember well.
And the T9 texting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I keep here at the studio as a prop is my dad's first cell phone that ever came out in, I'm pretty sure it was 1983. Look at this. I keep it here all the time.
Yeah, did it have the bag?
There it is.
That looks like the one that was in the big zipper
the bag phone?
The bag phone, yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Weighs about 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I know. I mean, who knew that these things were going to
rule the world?
Yep. God, I remember, if you were going to call anyone in Europe, it was so expensive.
Yeah.
Now it's like the connectivity. It's the information age, man. Everybody's connected all over the planet, and it's so dangerous.
Yep.
And
it can be, for sure. It's kids, very, very tricky.
Yeah, I mean, it's super convenient, but our kids are falling victim to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, plenty of adults make horrifically bad decisions, but as a kid, man, it's like you're growing up, your brain hasn't developed.
You're not even given the chance to make the bad decision. If I'm on Instagram at 10:30 at night, I know I shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
I have a block on my own phone, so that I can't do that. So if I can't, if I have to block my own phone
Yeah.
to get off social media so I'm not
Sure.
bombarding my friends with reels
Sure.
at 10:30,
Understand.
laughing myself, like fooling myself that this is my great healthy nighttime routine.
You sound.
Then neither can
you
my
sound
child.
just like Sherilyn. You sound just like Sherilyn. Yeah, I know.
If
I
I
know.
can't do it, they're not going to be able to.
I know. It's crazy. But what you guys are doing is you're bridging a gap. I mean, you're also protecting kids, and you're also dealing with an awful lot of it's happened. What do we do now?
Yes.
How do we pick up the pieces and move forward and try to repair as much damage as possible? But you're also bridging a gap with your community, and this is going to have like big time residual effect on kids in a positive way.
I hope so.
Just this one thing that you're doing.
I hope so. This is our first time doing April like this. I'm hopeful that next year we'll get some more businesses involved, because I mean we've probably spent close to $3,000 on the prevention materials. So it is my hope not to use this as a fundraising tool, but to use it to pay for the prevention materials. So, because that stuff is expensive. I mean, you're on the website, a book is $6. So if I want every child to have a book that they can actually take home versus just giving them a flyer that's going to end up at the bottom of their car.
Sure. You're right.
I mean, I want them to have something that they're going to actually look at and that is going to be of use.
Yeah.
And that when the parents are reading it, I mean, I have tried so many of these books and I'm changing them as I go because I just don't like how they read.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So, I want anything that I'm sending out is something that I would give to my 4-year-old and or that she would enjoy and actually use.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't pass the test, I'm not going to spend the time and the money and the effort on it. Because I don't want it to end up in the bottom of somebody's car.
Yeah. Just the number of businesses here. By the way, get on Our House of Central Vermont on Facebook.
Yes.
Website, Our House VT. I wrote it down. OurHouseVT.org.
I think so. Yep.
Yep. It's Our House Central VT.
Yeah, we had to change it.
.com.
I lost my domain, so
yes. OurHouseCentralVT.com. I'll link it up here in a second. Get on that. Get on the Facebook page.
Yeah, the Facebook page is very active, and I've been trying to actively link all of this stuff in the calendar every day as well, so that if you don't have the calendar, you can just go and find the link itself. The training, consent, and healthy boundaries link should be up there already today. So trying to stay active on there. But I am very active on there. So if somebody doesn't want to email me and they're in Facebook, they can send a message or just literally my cell phone is on that calendar. Call or text me anytime.
All right. And businesses that are not on this calendar, this April fundraiser, who, what we're saying here, who are listening or hearing this and saying, I want to help out, I want to make a donation. Easy to do.
Yes, please. Okay. Please.
OurHouseCentralVT.com.
Yep. Call me anytime. I'm happy to, link you in on this fundraiser if you want in. I'm happy to do a certain event at your place of business. Happy to bring you something special. If you want to pick a certain day in May, I'm happy to bring supplies to team up at any point. Awareness and talking about it more. It's a hard topic, and I think the more we talk about it, to me, it's second nature to have these conversations.
Sure.
And that's because I do it all the time. So I think the more we speak about it and have it be second nature to have these talks, the better.
Why don't we plan to have something right here? Right here.
Yeah, we could.
At the studio.
Absolutely.
I don't know. We'll talk off the air about
sure.
exactly when, but let's do something right here.
Okay.
I mean, look, we're right on the artery here.
Absolutely.
And we have these things, microphones.
Yes.
All right, we're going to plan that out.
Okay, perfect.
Should we put your email in the comments
that'd be
right
great.
now?
Yep.
Tell me what that is.
It's kind of long. It's Our House.
Yep.
Barry Director @gmail.
Okay. I just put it in there. Okay. ourhouseberrydirector@gmail.com.
Yep, that's me.
And that's going to go to you.
That's going to come directly to me, and I only have my phone blocked at night, so I'll get it anytime.
Okay.
As
Is
we,
that the
as
best?
we discussed.
That's the best way to get you.
Yeah, and my phone is fine too. People can.
Do you want to put that out or
Yeah,
not?
that's fine. I have it right on the calendar for that exact reason. I want people to be able to.
What is that?
It is 802-622-0821.
Hold on. 802
622-0821.
622
Yep.
0821.
Yep.
Okay.
And that is our office cell. So anybody can get a hold of us at any time there. Call,
Okay.
text. We changed it from a landline to a cell phone because sometimes people just need to text instead of talk.
Yeah. Okay. 0821.
Yep.
All right. I just want to make sure I got it in there. And that goes directly to you.
Yep.
Anyone who wants to help out with anything.
Yes, absolutely.
April or beyond.
April or beyond. I mean, we're there all the time.
Okay.
So absolutely. When April is done, we'll still be needing to spread awareness and fundraise and do all the things come May 1st.
Okay. Okay. In the meantime, when we get on this this calendar
Yes.
here, which I'm going to show again, this calendar is right on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Is that where we can click on each day and it comes right
It
up?
kind of depends on your phone, I think.
Okay.
So I've linked it as the PDF. I've linked it as the live link. I've tried to put it up there a couple different ways.
Okay.
Because it is a PDF with links. So,
All right. But it's on the website
but
too.
it's on the website.
Okay.
It should be everywhere.
All right.
And I have linked the direct link. So it should, it's done through Canva. So when you click on it with your phone, it might say like you're being sent to Canva.
Okay.
So there might be that transition
Sure.
when it opens up, but then it should open up and you should be able to click on. Everything is live linked.
Look at these businesses that have teamed up with you.
Yeah, the only live link I didn't have was the Outer Space Cafe, and that's a cafe over in Plainfield, and they're going to have jars on their counter just specifically through that weekend.
Okay.
And they're not live linked. But everything else is live linked either to the business itself or to the specific training.
Okay. This is really good stuff.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you reached out to me. I'm so glad you're on the air here. There's so much more to talk about. Anytime you have anyone over at our house that has anything that they want to get on the air, these are yours. These
Okay.
microphones are yours.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Get
Thank
in
you
here.
Thank you for giving us the time, and I hope people look at the calendar. Tomorrow the sun's going to be out. I hope people go to Julio's and have a taco, margarita to go. Try the blue.
Yeah.
Try the blue.
Blue one's good.
Blue one's good. Next week, Summer Street Tavern. And once again, always the pub.
Yeah.
Get those pull tickets. Have fun. Get your flowers at the Roots. Lots of great opportunities on here.
Yeah. I'm going to hit this pretty hard.
Please do.
Let's connect
Okay.
in a couple of weeks. See how this.
Yeah,
how
absolutely.
This. What the results of. Will this be an annual thing? You think?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I'm hoping that, I got the couple businesses this time. I'm hoping that, we can really make it into kind of a bigger thing next time around, maybe add a few more in there.
Okay.
Because, this is a good time of year too for people. Hopefully this weekend, we're going to do the turn into spring. So people will be wanting to be out and about and eat and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. This is great stuff. I love this. I love this kind of stuff.
Thank you.
For our community, we need it.
Yeah.
It's so important. We do a lot of stuff on the air. We do some complaining. We do a lot of goofing around. But we also get on some pretty important stuff. And this is definitely right at the prime example of that. And I thank you so much, Rebecca. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me and getting the message out. I appreciate it, JD.
Yeah, Rebecca Duranleau, the executive director of Our House of Central Vermont. Definitely get on their webpage and check them out if you can. It is ourhousecentralvt.com. Find them on Facebook. Check out their social media. Get involved with this fundraising effort for the month of April. You're going to save money, and they're going to reap some rewards. Much needed stuff. Thanks, Rebecca, again, for coming in.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic rest of your day, everybody. Tomorrow, G's going to be in here, and it's going to be a wild start to the weekend. Can hardly wait. Be well. Take good care. God bless.